coming from a program, River Rouge, that had an extensive history of being successful, what do you kind of draw upon now, along with the team culture about how to stay focused, but what do you personally draw upon to kind of keep you locked in going forward?
I mean, adversity hits at one point in everybody's life, and right now, our team is going through a lot of adversity. So to talk around the building is just to keep pushing through. We believe that this game, it being a rivalry game, and how big it is to our program, that this game could possibly get us back on our feet and get us going in the right direction.
This may be somewhat of a controversial question, I dare ask. How do you shut down any rumors or concern about you being locked in with this program right now?
I'm where my feet at every day, so I would say that for the most part. I'm continuing to play good, practice hard, and be here for my guys.
Thank you.
You had some obviously banged up a little bit here and there. I guess do you feel like you've kind of got past that, the bumps and bruises, mid-season healthy and all, like they say?
After the first game, you're never back to 100%. So I would say somewhere though in the high 90s, so I should be good, man. I'm rolling.
How do you think you've been able to, second year, and in the system, you and Aiden working together and being able to build on what you did as a true freshman?
I mean, I think I'm a lot more comfortable out there on the field, moving even a bit faster, reading coverages better, and it's all coming along. So I think I'm doing pretty good.
This game in particular, what was it like in your first experience last year, and I guess how do you kind of channel the emotions?
Last year I felt like we left a lot there out on the field, and it being the first year, me playing against the school down the road, I didn't really understand how big the rivalry was. I understood, but not being in it though. So actually playing in that first game, getting some bad calls, getting some holding calls. I felt like I probably got held in coverage a couple times, and just seeing how they play football, it kind of helped me understand like what this rivalry really is. So going into this year, it's a different type of preparation, a different type of mindset, knowing that we got to go in here and win this game.
How did it compare to what you thought it would be, and how did it compare to what you heard from maybe some of the other guys?
I mean, from what I heard, it was exactly what I expected. Just big stadium, a lot of fans, pretty loud, not being able to hear the quarterback, and just having some cheap shot, cheap plays, and just some grind hard football.
Can this be a season saver?
Yeah, I believe so. I definitely believe so. Unfortunately, the last 4 games we haven't had the results that we wanted, but everybody in the building thinks this game could be a turnaround for us.
How do you? There's always you have something like that, and it's a big moment. You can say more than just one game, right? How do you stay focused on not letting that moment get too big? I mean, I know rivalry games are already big, you're already channeling that, but when you have so many of these competing forces that are just not split attention,
I would say stick to the basics. We come in here, we do the same thing every day. Just because it's a rivalry game, don't mean we change the preparation or change the things that we're doing. We probably change, a bit of our mindset, knowing that we're going up against the school down the road, but the preparation stays the same.
When not the end of the halftime of the UCLA game, when people are booing you guys off the field, and that's a home crowd, do you guys take that?
I mean, yeah, it definitely hurts. We let our fans down, and they gave us a response that we wasn't expecting. But some people did stay and support. So for those who still support, man, we're gonna keep fighting.
Last week, the targets over the middle kind of increased. I guess, what did you see there? And is that something that with you and Aiden, either the quick hits down the line or quick stuff over the middle? How can you work more of that into the repertoire?
So we knew, you talking about Indiana game,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So we knew Indiana goes a lot of zone coverage. Just doing a lot of preparation over the week, we knew that a lot of the middle of the field was going to be open. So, I had a couple play calls, drew some up just to get the linebackers moving and have that whole shot there. So we worked on it all weekend and was able to execute in the game.
Bryson got his first career reception in that game. What's it been like to work with him? You've been in those shoes.
Oh, yeah. Well, Bryson, he's actually doing a little something different. He's working with the running backs and receivers, so, he's seen a bit of side of both. But, just having him as a, extra guy on both sides, running back and receiver is pretty good, man. He's grinding on both sides.
What do you think of his talent as a young player?
For him to be, as big as he is and move the way he does, it's not likely that you see it, all the time. I'm a big kid. I can move pretty fast. Bryson's probably like 10, 15 pounds heavier than me and can move about the same. So, that's very special.
Within the building, has
What are the differences, I guess, within the feeling of this week from this year to last year?
I would say the energy. Last year, you know, with the transfer portal and everything, you know, we had guys coming in not really understanding what the rivalry is about, and you know, not really understanding the rivalry. So, you know, we kind of discussed it earlier in the year, what it meant to this program, what it meant to the school. And I think guys understood more and took it to heart more, and was able to see some of the past alumni and really feel what they were feeling. And you know, I think it's a different approach to it this year.
What's the earliest game you remember in this rivalry?
Say that again.
What's the earliest game you remember watching in this rivalry?
Personally, for me, my favorite was 2021. You know, just seeing that game, you know, sparked the fire up with me. So, you know, anytime, you know, we got these guys coming up, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna watch that game.
You here?
Get fired up.
Were you here for that one? Oh.
Yeah, I was actually there at that game.
Yeah, what was the feeling like on the field?
It was crazy. You know, just seeing the running back go out there, he kept scoring. To see Chuck make big plays, you know, it was thriving. And then to see East Lansing, like the atmosphere afterwards, it was live.
Did you get close to the trophy at all?
Nah, I didn't get close to the trophy. Probably in the locker room, but after that, nah.
What would it mean to, you know, they haven't won this since? What would it mean to bring it back?
I mean, that's the goal. You know, that's you know, so part of our season, man, is to get Paul Blake back here.
Couple more for Nick. What would it take? I mean, you were here part of that crowd, that just electric environment that has not really been duplicated since, you know, I guess, well, how do you guys try to get the program back to that point, which is obviously very difficult?
And I just say we take it step by step, you know, slowly trusting the process, trusting our training, our preparation, and go out there and give it our all.
A lot of guys that were part of the thing last year, I mean, there's still some, but what happened at the end of the game? Do you talk about that? Do you guys talk about the fight that was started in front of their sidelines? And how do you kind of either avoid that or kind of use that, like Coach says, you know, some of the things he says use as fuel?
So, really, you know, knowing that we're playing the school down the road, the talk is before we get down there to avoid any necessary, you know, commotion and stuff like that. So that part really isn't, you know, something that we're worried about, but you know, just trying to avoid stuff like that, and then you know, just knowing that they're going to try to start something is just enough fear for us. Playing them is enough fear for us. So
I'm curious from the blocking side of things. Whenever I watch McCray and Mullen, whoever he's on, what does he do differently that other receivers don't? What makes him able to do that?
I mean, you said it pretty good there, right there. You know, he kills it in the weight room. So you know, I think that's a big plus for him. Being on the smaller side, you know, he kills it in the weight room and get out on the field and show it.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.